Why did I choose to do this? No, next year I don't want to do this anymore. And in the process, I get pricked, I get cut by all the thorns. Hi everyone, my name is Zayne and I have a flower business called The Flowers Run This City. Because I believe they do. Flowers are everywhere. Happy occasion, sad occasion. I've had this business for about 2 years now, and it started ever since my own graduation from Polytechnic in 2024. So I specialize most in fresh flowers only. I love plants and flowers and design from a very young age. So this business is like my love child. It's something that is every bit of me is here. So everything I do in my life revolves around flowers, especially. So I started drawing flowers first when I was like in kindergarten. All I drew were flowers. Primary school also, secondary school. In the middle of class, I'll just start doodling flowers. I think the bouquets reflect my personality and it combines my two favorite things, flowers and design. So I think it really encapsulates me as a person, it's just all my passions together in one. So being able to express myself through flowers, the different colours, textures and such. It feels a bit like sacred almost, because I feel very lucky to be able to work with things that have such a short lifespan. So it makes me treasure every moment with them even more. I like to get inspiration is from real life. So sometimes I'll go out for walks, or I go overseas, plants, I go to the different parks and gardens. Then I see the way the landscape is layered. So I think a lot of where I learn layering from are from such landscapes. Like having the foreground a bit shorter, some things that stand out. I think a lot of it comes from my day-to-day life as well. So just observing nature around me. Every year during Valentine's Day, I'm like, wow, why did I choose to do this? No, next year I don't want to do this anymore. Because, especially Valentine's, because Valentine's, the flower that comes to mind are roses. So because roses are very difficult to process, like I have to strip every rose by hand. And in the process, I get pricked, I get cut by all the thorns, the rose thorns. And my floor becomes like a landmine. So I need to be very careful where I step. Besides that, because of the sheer amount of orders I have, I also have to, I rarely get any sleep for like the 3-4 day peak period. Yeah, because I'm usually wrapping bouquets until like 3 AM and I'll like sleep for 3 hours. I'll wake up like 6. Then I'll go for flower runs, top up any more flowers I need to buy, and then I'll wrap flowers again. The cycle continues. At the end of it, then I see all the flowers, see my happy customers, then okay lah, it's all worth it. And then I'll still do it the next year, although I tell myself I won't. A lot of people think that flowers are not really worth the money because they tend to die after a short period of time. But personally, I see it in a different light. I think what makes flowers so special is their impermanence. I imagine that if someone, let's say, got artificial flowers, maybe the gesture is very sweet, you will like appreciate the bouquet for a while. But I feel that more often than not, after a while, the bouquet just becomes like a dust catcher. You just see it on your shelf and then you will just probably won't even pay that much attention to it. However, I feel that for fresh bouquets, because you know that it lasts for such a short period of time, right, I think you will tend to want to admire it more within that period. Also, there's a philosophical meaning behind it also, where the flowers are here to remind us to stay in the present, because you value it more since it's here for such a short period of time. I recently had my NS milestone parade. So from there, the night before for nights out, because they let people have nights out beforehand. So instead of having a nice meal, I decided to rush to the flower market and I got whatever flowers that struck my fancy that day. I had no plan going forward, I just went all in. So from there, I picked a few flowers I always had my eyes on. With that, I got home, I had my dinner, which was like 10-minute dinner, fastest dinner ever. Then I began wrapping my flowers. That bouquet turned out extremely nicely and it feels special to me because it's like the first time I got myself flowers and it's for quite a big milestone of mine. I feel that personally, flowers are usually used for occasions most of the time, right? So be it joyous occasions or maybe not so joyous occasions. So I think it's that soft value that sometimes words can't bring. And at the same time, example, if it's for something like love related or like an apology to your partner, sometimes it's difficult to put into words. And flowers have quite a rich history of secret meanings. And sometimes I don't think words are able to capture the feeling or the vibe that you can give to someone with just flowers, be it happy or sad. I think if our flower bouquet, I think similar to this. Same vibe. So it's like the structure, but there's some elements of whimsy to it. I think that's usually my style. I think my bouquet will not be so much a reflection of my personality, but more so of my preferences and different flowers that have significant memories in my life. So in today's arrangement, I decided to go for a very calm, I don't know if I can call it monochromatic but within the same color family. So white, green, blues and purples. So the flowers that I use today are carnations, hydrangeas, hyacinths, gerberas and nigella. I chose these flowers for the varying textures and forms. So for hydrangeas, right, I have two different kinds of hydrangeas. The blue ones, which are like the smaller bunches, and they come in varying shades of blue. And this big one is like the structure, I think the main structure, very round, very full looking. As well as these carnations, which I've kept short to kind of ground the arrangement. Next up we have the hyacinths. I chose this for two reasons. Firstly, for the color and form. Next is for the fragrance, because they smell very good. Next are gerberas. I think these add a nice touch, like it stands out, like boom, something at the top. And then next is the nigella. I think it adds that wispy to it, as well as the very nice color. Not many are in bloom now, but as you can see over here, there's a very nice light blue color. So I think in total, I just want my arrangement to feel like peace, something that is just there, very calming, something that is structured. But let's say if wind were to blow, there are some elements that can move here and sway in the wind. You get to smell that nice fragrance. Yeah, so I think that's the overall vibe I was trying to achieve with this arrangement. So my dream in the future, my big dream, is to have a few boutiques around the world. Maybe with each boutique having its own specialty, either a specific flower or a specific color in mind. Maybe one in Paris, one in London, and one in Tokyo, something like that. So every outlet will have its own special charm to draw you to each outlet. So that is my big dream for my flower business in the future. So I'd like to say to myself in the future, I hope you're doing well with or without your flower business. I'm very proud of you. Thank you. Fighting.